What is up, all you beautiful funnel hackers? Today's video will be going off of the last video where we're talking about how you can utilize credit cards to be able to generate 100%, 0% interest free funding, which allows you to scale your business literally to the moon, as long as you're paying off that balance before those rates really hit. So let me kind of utilize my whiteboard over here, my handy dandy. I know I'm super neat. All right. I know my handwriting is super neat, but I want to explain this into further detail because me learning this, and I only received my gold Amex card maybe 2 months ago, but by receiving that gold Amex card and utilizing this strategy allows me to infinitely scale my business. And doesn't that sound pretty nice? Let me tell you, it freaking is. All right. So let me show you how this works really quick. Then what I want to use this video is to describe a couple more strategies that you can use to increase revenue to really make those margins a little bit better. So let me just describe it really quick. So we were talking about, remember in the last video, how you're going to receive, if you have, like, for example, I know my gold card is you're going to receive 0% interest free. I say 0% then interest free, which is kind of redundant, but interest free funding from your card as long as you pay off that balance within 30 days. Okay. And typically after 30 days, that interest rate, we say I equals 1%, 7%, let's say. I know that's like for my card is my interest rate is like 7%. So if I don't pay off that balance within that threshold within those 30 days, that money that I still have overdrawn on that balance, I'm going to hit and be charged with a 7% interest rate. Okay. So let's just dive deep into this. This is super, super important. I love talking about this. Okay. So pretty much what you're able to do, as long as your revenue that you're generating, is greater than that of which you is as long as the revenue that you're generating within those 30-day periods is equal to or greater than that of your balance that you have to pay off, yeah, you're going to receive interest-free funding. It's overall, it's that simple. You're going to receive interest-free. I don't know what I want to call it, capital funding, whatever the F you guys want to call it. I might be using that definition wrong, but understand that I dropped out of college, so I know concepts, not definitions here. Okay, so now what's really great about this is if you're able to systematize your business. Okay, whereas if you're able to put X amount of money, whoops, let me do that. My pen is just struggling right now. All right, if you're able to put X amount of money into ads, okay, and if you have that outbound. And when I use the word outbound, I'm talking about the actual fulfillment or the service or product that you have. And if that's all systematized, so you don't have to do too much. It's kind of like a lot more passive. And then at the end of the month, if you're able to pay off that balance from the profits, or at least equal to of the profits, you're receiving interest-free funding. Okay. And now what's so amazing about this fact is that what you're able to do, and what I love about media buying, especially my Facebook ads, my bread and butter. All right, but let's just use ads in general, media buying in general. But if you're able to plug in $10 into your ads, and with the return on those $10, let's say it's even like $15 returns, let's say you spend $10 and you make a $15 sale. Okay, realistically, your profit $5. Okay, now what I love about ads is great. Add zeros to that shit. Boom, boom, boom. Add a zero. You're spending $100 in ads. You're gonna make $150, and you'll be profiting $50. $1,000 in ads. You're making $1,500, and you'll be profiting $500. I mean, I talk about this in a couple other videos that I had, whereas as you're increasing the ad spend, you're going to see that the cost per conversion also goes up. But that's another video. Overall, this is just the generalized concept regarding ads over here, and what makes utilizing this method so tremendously scalable. Okay. But you got to keep in mind that you need to understand your numbers. Okay. So that because that interest rate, that 7% or whatever F it is for your card, that can affect it. And it can affect it, but if you run the numbers correctly, you still can be in that green light. You can still be profitable. Let me explain what I mean here by a simple little drawing. So Funnel Hacker Lab, You all know Funnel Hacker Lab is the best software in the entire world if you want to get your funnel done today, not tomorrow, today. You want to get the funnel on today. And if you want to track and optimize your ads, your funnel, Funnel Hacker Labs is that mother effing best software you can use. All right. All right. Enough of that shameless little promo. Okay. If you want to, let's say, for example, my Funnel Hacker Labs, it costs $67 a month to join. Okay. Now, my client acquisition cost when I'm spending money on ads to get that one client, it's going to cost me around $150. Okay. It's going to cost me $150 to be able to generate that $67 a month. So realistically, if you think about it, 150 within the first month minus 67. Oops, my bad. 150 minus 67 is $83. So I'm right now, I'm in the negative $83. I'm in the negative $83, quite literally, okay, within the first month. But if you think about it, what I love about SaaS, software as a service, what I love about software as a service is if the member, the client, the whoever it is, the community member, the club member, is if they like your software and if you're doing the right thing in your software, whereas they either find it saves them money, saves them time, or makes them money, typically one of those three things. And if they become kind of dependent on it, they're going to be using that software probably for the rest of their freaking life. Okay. Which is a lot of times is the case with my software. I have members. Funnel Hacker Labs has been out there for like 2 years. Okay. And I still have members from day one in Funnel Hacker Labs utilizing my software. So what I'm trying to say, it's a little bit different in my case, but on average, what I find is that the lifetime of a member for us is around like 6 months. Okay. Lifetime of a member is around 6 months for us. Which means 67 times 6 months. Our average client lifetime value of a client is 402. That's how much each client on average generates for Funnel Hacker Lab. Okay. Now, if we're running these numbers over here, you can see that we spent $150 on ads, to make that 402. Okay. But you probably wonder, like, yo, Blade, what about that interest? Yo, talk about that interest. Let me break that down to you quick. So remember when we said it was 7%? All right. So after the first month, if we don't pay off that balance the first month, you have those other 5 months over there that we're paying. Now we're paying interest on it. So what we can do is and now this is more generalized speaking, all right, just to get numbers out there, But if you really do the math over here, you do 150 times 0.07, which is 7%. Each month for those 5 months, you're paying an extra $10.5. Okay, times 5 for those 5 months, you're looking at an extra $52.5. So if you subtract 150 here, if you subtract 52, are we still in the green light? Minus 150 minus 52.5. I'm looking at 199.5. So if you look at this with the software company, this is why I love software, is because members can be on there for a while. What I love, if you look up at this, when the average lifetime value of a client brings me $402, minus the $150 I take in ad spend, minus the $52 in interest, I'm still profiting like $200 per client, which is fantastic. Because realistically, like I said, all that means is that you got to add zeros to that mother effing ad spend over there. Okay, that's all you got to do. Kind of. We obviously got to optimize and different things, but that's for another video. Okay, so now that's software. That is for software as a service. Okay, let me give you a couple other cases about this, just so I can further exemplify what I'm trying to talk about, what I'm trying to explain. And then what I want to do is I want to explain a couple other ways that you can just make these numbers work for you. You might not be in the green right now, but I have a couple of amazing ideas that you can implement into your business so that you can get into that green light and so you can get to that profit zone, our favorite zone that everybody loves, money. All right. So let me give you an example regarding e-com. Now I'm going to give you 2 examples. The first one is where this guy is barely profiting. Let me show you. And but he still is doing it. So let's break it down like this. Now, this guy, he's actually my cousin. I don't have his bracelet here, but he sells these little bracelets that he makes. You can also attach it to like your camera over here. They're actually pretty neat, but he is selling them primarily through like Instagram ads by utilizing your social media page, by utilizing your social media following. And what he tells me is that, let's say, I don't know exactly his cost, but let's just generalize these numbers to make it easy for us. Let's say the bracelet costs 30 bucks. Okay. That's how much product is, right? Product. Okay. Now, in ads, let's say to make $30, he has to spend 10 bucks in ads. Now, for actual fulfillment, my homeboy over here, he has to spend another like 20 bucks on this. So as you can see, if you just add it up, he's just barely breaking even. That's literally what he's doing. He's breaking even, and ads aren't always just completely consistent. So sometimes you might be in the red, sometimes you might be in the green, but on average, he's just breaking even, and I remember him telling me that within a month, let's say he spends 100K in a month. Okay. And let's say in that month, he comes out with, by spending 100K, he comes out with like 98K is how much he makes by spending that 100K. Now, right at the back, you're like, Blade, what the F is this dude doing? He's losing 2K every single month. But he understands his numbers so well that what he's able to do is, yeah, he's losing 2K every month, but the rewards that his card gives him for spending that 100K in his Amex card is so incredible that it makes it worth it, because every single time you spend like 100K, I think it's like every single time you spend like 50K on Amex cards, you make like 100,000 points. I don't know the exact numbers on this, so don't quote me on that. But what I'm trying to say is that even though he's minus 2K every single month, he makes it up because he loves traveling. He loves getting free hotels. He loves free travel. He loves free restaurants. He does all that because the reward program that he gets from it is so profitable. It's so great, so enjoyable. And this over here just makes sense for him because it makes it up in the actual reward program. And that brings me up to my next topic, is kind of making up in the back end. Let me give you another example. Okay. Before I talk about making it up in the back end, let me give you another example, easier example, okay, where my buddy's actually profiting. So now there's another e-com brand. Okay. Now this e-com brand, what they do is they sell scopes. So for a gun, for rifles, for snipers, they sell scopes. And the product costs, I think it's like 300 bucks. It probably is more, but just generalize the numbers once again. All right. The product is 300 bucks, right? P over there, and ads, he's probably spending. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do get very jealous off of this, because his ROAS on this, the return on ad spend, is incredible. It's absolutely fantastic. And I have no idea how he does this. He showed me this and my jaw just freaking dropped. Okay. He's spending around, every single time he spends 50 bucks on average, he's able to get a sale. Obviously you got fulfillment, cost of materials, shipping, shipping and handling, all that shit. Maybe that's an extra 100 bucks right there. Realistically, he's still profiting 150 bucks. Oops. He's still profiting 150 bucks. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say he spends on average every single month, let's say he spends 40K on ads. Okay. Let's say he spends 40K on ads. Okay. And let's say this ads over here, let's say 40K, let's say he spends 40K on ads and fulfillment. Okay. Over here, he spent 150 on that, which brought him 300 bucks. Now, what is X? For some quick math. 40 times, good thing I dropped out of, I learned how to do this before I dropped out of college. Pretty much, you're looking at 80K is what that's generating him. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're able to generate enough revenue within that certain billing cycle where you kind of get your numbers right, if you're able to generate enough revenue prior to having to pay off that bill, you're receiving 0% interest funding, and it can be infinite. You know, you can get as much funding as you want just by utilizing your credit card and without me having to give up equity. Now, I understand that in some cases, these numbers might not work for you. You know, there maybe your ad spend is really high, maybe your fulfillment costs a lot of money, maybe you're not, the revenue might not be enough, the cost of the product, the service might not be enough, and these just numbers don't work. So let me just take some time really quick to explain a couple of key concepts that you can utilize to help those numbers work out a lot better for you, more in your favor. So let me clear this once again. Okay. Let's say, I mean, obviously we have software examples, obviously we have e-commerce examples, but let me just break this down real quick. Okay. Because, for example, I remember my credit repair agency back when I used to go heavy on my credit repair agency. You know, all my videos, I think it was like 2 years ago, was just strictly on credit repair marketing, you know, stuff that you guys love. But let's break this down. So I think this should be a good example. I don't think, I know. All right, but my credit repair marketing agency, what I would do is I would have generally 3 products. I would have a $47 product, I would have a $9.97, and then I would have some sort of subscription or some sort of consulting. I have coaching. I would have a SaaS where I would sell them a snapshot and go high level. By the way, guys, Go High Level is the best client relation manager in the entire freaking world. It has literally everything. So if you're looking to finally systematize your funnels, your onboarding procedure, your fulfillment, everything, if you're looking to systematize your business, highly recommend checking out Go High Level. And if you're interested in that, we got 2 weeks for free membership of Go High Level that you guys can utilize and just try it out for yourselves. Links down below in the description below in the little link tree link. Recommend checking that out. Go High Level is the best. I talk about it in all my videos. But back to enough of that shameless promo, okay? Let's get back to this. So what I'm trying to say is I always recommend everybody to have multiple different price points because everybody that's buying wants to buy something different. Some people, they might have a lot of money, like, yo, I just want the best freaking shit. Whereas other people are like, oh, I saw some of your videos. I don't entirely trust Blade fully yet. Let me just go with a $47 product, okay? Now, what's so great about this, and generally that's how most people are, they mostly would just go to the cheaper product just to test things out, you know? So this $47 product, what's so great about this, and typically I don't really run ads. I didn't really run ads to this. My main traffic source here was actually my YouTube to get that $47 product. But the funnel worked like this, where people would buy this $47 product and they would schedule a strategy session, mainly because this $47 product, which is called the 2-week challenge, literally taught people how to get their next credit repair client in under 2 weeks by utilizing organic methods, organic free traffic generating methods. And what's so great about this is, on average, each person would at least get 1 client by utilizing this strategy here, at least, at minimum, at bare minimum. But what's so great about credit repair is that each credit repair client on average generates them at least 1K, at least a freaking grand over there. So if you think about it, these people are spending $50 to generate a grand. Yo, that's like at least a $950 profit. And once they see those numbers, once they see that something like that kind of works, they're automatically going to have more trust in you. They're going to be more comfortable spending more money with you ultimately. So, and people are gonna be like, yo, all right, I just got this fantastic like 20x return from this $47, $50 course, whatever it is, you know? I wonder how much could this $997 course? Now, this is what's going on in their mind. I wonder how much can this $997 course generate for me? At least a 10x, you know? So I'm at least gonna make 10K from that. That's kind of like what's going on in their mind. So what I'm trying to say is that your business needs to have some sort of other upsells, regardless if you're selling e-com, regardless if you're selling SaaS, regardless of you have a service-based business, regardless, whatever the F you are doing. I always recommend, I always talk about this in plenty of my videos, that you need to be able to have multiple different products. And mainly because these products are obviously there are other revenue sources, also because, and of course, also because people want different things. People have different price points. People have different budgets in mind. Okay. So this having multiple different price points, obviously, as you can tell, it's super cost effective. Let me just talk about a couple of things that you guys can implement into the back end. Actually, and I've actually learned this based upon like Russell Brunson, based upon Tony Robbins. Let me explain that actually real quick before I go into these other options over here that you can utilize for your business. Russell Brunson, we all know him as the owner slash founder slash partner, whatever it is, of ClickFunnels. I don't really know if he founded ClickFunnels, but I definitely know he owns it. Okay. Russell Brunson, you all know him from ClickFunnels. Okay. Right. RB, ClickFunnels. The way he really marketed ClickFunnels is quite simply like this. He would spend, what he would do is he offer a course, and that course would typically be around like $997, $997, a grand. Okay. And what he would do, he would have to spend at least 1.2K in ads to acquire that client. So right at the back, he's minus $200 right out the back before he even makes anything. Right at the back, he's minus 200 in the hole to acquire that customer. But if you think about it, every single person that buys ClickFunnels, that buys Russell Brunson's course, they need ClickFunnels in order to utilize that course, in order to become successful in that course. And ClickFunnels is a $97 a month, or if you want the agency one, it's $300/month. So depending on what they choose, depending on what they're going to choose, Russell Brunson makes up his money in the back end by utilization of his software. Because everybody that buys that course, they have to at least get ClickFunnels. So what I'm trying to say is that Russell Brunson, all right, that guy, smart genius, was able to make it up in the back end. And by running his numbers, he probably did the same exact freaking thing. I can't be so sure about that, but he probably did, because if I was in that situation, that's exactly what I would do. That's what I am doing right now. So another example of this is Tony Robbins. Now, this is a great example. Tony Robbins, we all know who Tony Robbins is. All right. He's that motivational speaker. But the thing is, with these motivational speakers, with these self-help gurus, there is a lot of competition, which is why I like Credit Pair so much. It wasn't too much competition regarding marketing credit pair companies. Tony Robbins and self-help, there's so much. You got Dan Lok, you got that real estate guy. There's plenty of people. I don't need to go into that list. Tony Robbins, what he would do is oftentimes he would have to spend a shit ton of money to get people in to at least buy something of him. Sometimes I was reading something that he was talking about, and he was talking about how he would have to spend at least like 2K just to get one client. And that one client oftentimes would spend at like maximum right at the back is like $997. So he would be minus 1K right out the back. But the thing is, when a lot of the time, what he figured out, what he learned really early in his career, is that people that buy one of his courses and him providing a tremendous amount of value, that these people see him as that go-to expert, they provide him a tremendous amount of value that it makes sense for them to buy more shit. The one client is not only going to buy one course. They're going to go to a webinar. They're going to go to, one of his talks. They're going to buy a book. They're going to buy XYZ. What I'm trying to say in the back end is where he makes his money. And Dan Lok is the same. Gary Vee is the same. A lot of these people, a lot of these self-help people, a lot of these gurus, where they make their money is oftentimes in the back end. They have to take an L in the very beginning to make the money in the back end. But ultimately, what that comes down to is running and understanding your numbers. And I made an entire video just talking about just that simple concept. You don't really need to overcomplicate it. You got to understand how much it costs. You got to understand your expenses. You got to understand how much you're going to be making. Okay. And you just got to make sure it all makes sense. The least complications, the better. More simple it is, the better. Okay. So now let's talk about a couple of things that you can implement into your business to increase that revenue. Because maybe, I don't know, obviously, yeah, you can just increase the price of your product, but sometimes if you increase the price of your product, that also might decrease the amount of people that actually want to buy that product, because they might be like, oh, that's too expensive, you know? So a couple other things that you can do rather than right at the back increasing the price is, for example, what I do with Funnel Hacker Labs. You know, Funnel Hacker Labs, obviously, you know, it's Funnel Hacker Labs is a software that just allows you to launch your funnel now, like right now, because that's what we specialize in. Our design demand team finishes up your funnel design request within 24 hours, or our funnel library of over 400 different funnel page templates. You know, you can just copy that right into ClickFunnels, JobFunnels, or Go High Level. You know, we also have a bunch of trainings on there. But enough of that, Parmo. What I'm trying to say is that with Funnel Hacker Labs, you pay $67 a month, which realistically is not a lot, which is why we are also implementing this tracking software, which allows you to pinpoint specifically in a funnel page where in that page it's creating friction on average. You know, you put this little code in there. We're in beta testing right now, but where in that page is creating friction and what you in that page need to optimize. What's also going to allow you to do is allow you to pinpoint what exact ad on what exact platform performs the best for you. So you know what ad to put more money into and what other ads you got to shut off, you know? Pretty simple. We try to just make it as easy for you guys to understand and to optimize your ads and funnels as possible. But the beauty behind this, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, is I'm brutally honest. The way this is going to be set up is that, let's say you have 10K web visitors a day. You're going to have to pay some money. Okay. If you have 100K web visitors a day, you're going to have to pay even more money. But if you're just starting out your business, maybe you have like a grand of website visitors every single day, you're not going to pay anything, because I don't want you to, because I want you to be profitable before Funnel Hacker Labs becomes profitable, because your success, I mean, Funnel Hacker Labs success depends on you becoming successful. But that's regardless of the point. What I'm trying to say is that in Funnel Hacker Labs, we're implementing another feature that will charge our clients based upon how successful they are. And honestly, that's how I think it really should be. For example, my crypto company, the way the core team members get paid, the way the core team members get paid is strictly based upon profitability. If Valify is making revenue, the core team will make money. And I feel like that's just the best way of doing it. It pushes me to do better, pushes Valify team to do better. It makes sense. But really quick, not to get too off topic, let's talk about a couple of things that you can implement into your company that allow you to generate more revenue. Obviously, you might not have a software company. You might not have a freaking stacked team of developers that's so amazing, that's super sexy, that builds out all the software for you. You might not have that. Maybe you have an e-commerce business. Maybe you have a service-based business. This is the part where you need to kind of become creative on how you can generate more revenue in the back end. Okay. And it ultimately comes down to just developing an amazing funnel. Okay. Whereas over here, all right, maybe they spend $47 on your service. Okay. Over here, they do a strategy session. You know, maybe now they're gonna spend $9.97 on a course. All right, cool. Now you're gonna put them into a white label software like Go High Level. You can offer Go High Level as a white label service so that you can also make reoccurring commission by setting up a powerful CRM for people in your specific niche, and you give it to them so that they can keep organized and they eventually can make more money so you can make more money. You know, maybe you offer some sort of software as a software as a service. All right, maybe what you can also do is you can offer like consulting, private consulting or coaching. Okay. Excuse my chicken scratch. I know you guys love it. All right. It looks like holographs. All right. But what I'm trying to say is there's plenty of things that you can be able to offer in the back end, but it ultimately depends on what you are offering. Let me give you an example with these e-commerce brands. You know, that Scope guy, my boy, he's actually right now in Bali because he too generating enough rewards on his Amex card to be able to travel the world freaking for free. So what he does though is he sells a Scope. Okay, cool. But what he also does is he sends out weekly emails. You know, he does retargeting ads. He does SMS. all in the hopes of getting them to buy something else. Because not only does he have that scope, he also has lights, like tactical scope lights. He has lasers, XYZ. He has a massive catalog of things he can offer people. And typically, if somebody is willing to buy a scope, a tactical scope, chances are they're willing to buy something else. And if they already trust you, they already bought something from you, they're a lot more likely to buy something else from you. You just got to make sure you set up the funnel in such a way that you have easy communication with your consumer so that you can upsell them on something further. And I mean, personally, I'm not too crazy about emails, but I do love SMS. I do love Facebook Messenger, and I do love retargeting ads because they've proven to work for me. Emails, I mean, they're okay, but I feel as though a lot of emails just gotta go to spam, and I feel as though a lot of emails aren't even taken down seriously. Well, realistically, it just depends on your niche and ultimately just testing it out. Ultimately, all this shit just comes down to just testing it out. Let me just give you one more example too. So for Funnel Hacker Labs, regarding like testing shit out, okay? Funnel Hacker Labs, we have Funnel Hacker Labs, like 3 times over there. All right, Funnel Hacker Labs, testing shit out. Funnel Hacker Labs, like you said, is $67 a month. You have all these cool features and stuff, but the way I kind of came to this price was strictly through testing it. Funnel Hacker Labs used to be $297 lifetime. But I soon realized that $67 a month is a lot more profitable than a one-time payment of $297. Because I remember when I was running ads to this lifetime of $297, I would realize that I would spend like $200 in ads just to get someone to pay that $300. And I'm profiting only $100. Whereas I can get the recurring commission for a monthly fee. So what I soon learned is that I like memberships better, So what you can do, and a lot of people that have coached and consulted before, what they do is they try to add some sort of subscription onto it. Because when you add some sort of subscription-based model where they have to pay a monthly fee, a monthly recurring fee, it makes it a lot easier for you to catch your money back, to get your return, your investment back, to get your ROAS better. Because if somebody's in a membership where they're consistently paying you money, they're going to keep on paying you as long as you can provide value, So what I'm trying to say is that you need to become creative. You need to understand your numbers. You need to do all these. I mean, it's not realistic. It's not a lot of things because it's your business. You should be proud of your business. But all these things ultimately make up to this powerful, I call these the foundations, laying down these foundations and understanding your prices, understanding your metrics allows you to truly, truly scale. And that with an addition of I don't have my card here, of a powerful credit card that offers you 0% interest as long as you pay off that bill. That's huge. Freaking huge. And especially if you don't have to give up equity. That's just insane. It blows my mind just thinking about it. And you can imagine the scalability that you can have into that as long as your numbers make sense. And don't overcomplicate it, okay? If you have to, like I said, make it up at the back end, just run some numbers, understanding numbers, okay? But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this helped because personally, when I learned this concept, this simple concept about how to utilize credit cards to scale your business, like it's free money. It's quite literally free money. And the possibilities of this is endless. You can start businesses, you can scale businesses, you can do whatever the F you want because these banks, they want to give you money. Okay. And as long as you're paying the back, you keep this healthy relationship between the bank, you can scale anything to the moon. So keep that like open mind, that abundant mindset, because anything is possible. Promise you, anything is possible. Where there's a will, there's a way. The money's out there, infinite amount of money out there. You got this, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. I'm always happy to answer those. If you have any suggestions on videos that you want me to put out there, you know, your boy Blade has always got your back. And if any of these Funnel Hacker Labs, Go High Level 2 weeks for free, anything that we talked about in this video interests you, I have a link down below. Once again, the description of this YouTube video, wherever you're watching this from, I have a link down below. It's a little link tree, and it's going to show you a list of all the different things, different features that we have available that could help you succeed a little bit more. Once again, as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at the very top. Peace out, guys.